Okay, everybody. I think we've decided that maybe myself and Ruth and maybe even Joe, we're going to talk about some of the experiences that we've had. It's on the page. I should be live, and I think we're just going to talk about our experiences. I think I'm waiting for one of the other admins to send a request to join. There we go. Let's see if that's Ruth.
Hi.
Hi there. I'm telling you, I'm sorry. I know you weren't planning on this and you were actually busy today, but this was complicated.
No, I mean, look at me.
Look at me.
I just came from shopping. I wasn't expecting this. Just a minute. I just want to tell somebody she is on now.
Okay.
Okay. Well, we can't get Linda, sadly. So what Pam and I thought is we'll talk to you about some of our victims. Because we do get them, and we do get the thing is with victims and their stories, they are very similar, aren't they, Pam?
Yes, they're all similar. They're either there's going to be the only thing that's different is the victim. The victim is just a different person. Pretty much everybody's story, their scam story is about the same, whether it's going to be military, it's going to be the ever popular oil rig scams, this package scam, the beneficiary scam. It's all basically the same dialogue, the same outcome, just a different victim. That's about it.
Everyone that comes to us comes with their story, and they come to us as if it's a story that we've never heard before. Now, the thing is, you, as the victim, has never heard that story before. We hear exactly the same reasons for asking for this, reasons for why they ask for the money, how they ask for the money. And it's the same with everybody. And what we want to try and get over to people is the fact that it is the same for everybody. And the fact is that if only people knew, that is the whole thing. If only people knew, if only people would stop and think, you Google a sneeze. You will not Google this gorgeous man that's telling you he loves you, and then suddenly, out of the blue, something breaks down in his oil rig and he's going to ask you for a shed load of money. And that is not what's Googled. What have we had this week, Pam? We've had that lovely lady from India, didn't we?
Oh, yeah.
Did you read that one?
I don't remember her name. Actually, I printed her story out, and I was so focused on Linda, I didn't get to read hers. There's a young lady that normally most of our victims are more towards the 60 years old and older. There are plenty, though, that are in their 50s and their 60s. This young lady that I talked to yesterday, I've been talking to her for a couple of days now. She's so frightened. And she's in her 30s. I haven't presented it to her, but I was hoping that maybe her and I could chat sometime about it live, about her experience. And it was quick. Hers lasted only a couple months, but I tell you what, she did so many mistakes that so many people make. And I would love to talk about a little bit about what she did wrong, because I know that these are happening over and over and over again. And I think the moral of the story is we just have to be smarter about what we're releasing to people that we do not know. I don't care. There's a picture and the picture is gorgeous, handsome, hot looking. It's still somebody that we don't know. It's just an image. It's an image of a picture of somebody that we personally do not know. So this young lady, she's in her, I think she's 35, young mother. So she's got small children that are also going to be on the internet too. So hopefully she's going to share her experience with them. But she met, this is a military guy, and they hit it off really fast. I don't know, within a week's time, he, of course, this only lasted 3 months, I believe it is. Very, very short time. She's out just a little bit of money, but a little bit of money to her, especially being a mother of 3 children, is a lot of money. So a little over $1,000 that was sent to somebody she did not know. But she's already at this, during the relationship that she was having with this person, she gave up her name, her address, her phone numbers, her, I think it was, I don't know if it was her ATM card or her checking account. I think there might have been some banking information. But more importantly, she did some sexy videos. And it's so common that all of a sudden, you've got the scammer telling you that they love you, you love them, even though it's only been less than 30 days. And now the scammers, I mean, let's just be real. Scammers telling you he's hot for you and he wants you. Let's go ahead and have some phone sex or video sex. And boom, you take your clothes off. You've made the ultimate bad decision, and you've taken your clothes off. And the scammer is videoing you. So when I came and I found her, actually it was one of her good friends, her best friend, that came to us and said, I need help. I don't know what to do. My best friend is being scammed. I've tried to tell her. She's upset with me. She doesn't want to listen to me. And we hear that all the time. Good friends are standing up for their own friends saying, I need help with this. And so I thought I'd give her a try. I gave her a call on the telephone. And immediately she started crying and saying that she's so confused because she is so in love with this young man. And they were about the same age, too. It wasn't one of those, you've got a 30-something-year-old guy and a 70-something old woman. They were about the same age. So everything looked and felt the same. It felt good, felt real for her. So here I am coming along to be a real joy buster, and I'm telling her about what I know about scams. And so I said, and she was texting him as her and I were talking. And I said, tell you what, let's do something. Let's go ahead and ask him, because he's in the military. Let's go ahead and ask him, grab a hold of his dog tags, the ones that they wear since the day they get into the military, and they will not come off of that soldier's body until they are out of the military. So she said, I told her, I said, I want you to tell him to take his military badge ID, hold it up to his face, and let's do a selfie. And his immediate response to her was, I can't find them right now, maybe later. Trust me, military people do not take their dog tags off. So he knew right then and there that he was busted. She did what I asked her to do, and she blocked him. And then within moments, he's texting her and telling her, I cannot believe that you've blocked me. I'm so disappointed in you for all that we've been through. It's only been 3 months. For all that we've been through, for all that I've done for you, I can't believe that you've done this. I need you to unblock me immediately, or I'm going to send all of your videos, your naked videos, to everybody in your list, to your children, to everybody out there. I'm posting them. So here this great guy that she's so in love with immediately turns on her. So my point is to everybody, keep your damn clothes on. Don't fall for it at all. Seriously, get a hold of your senses. Do not take your clothes off. Do not take those sexy video shots.
The thing is, it's not really romantic, because the thing is that you're getting all these little words, I want to see you naked, honey. Just let me see your breasts, let me see anything. And then they'll ask you to put your face in there as well. So yep. It's not like they're going to send you a pic of somebody else's WhatsApp. They ask you to put your face in there as well. That is because when they send it to anybody, and when they want to post it somewhere, and let's face it, it's quite difficult to post nudes, but when they want to do it, they've got you. They've got all of you in there. Now stop and think about it. What in the hell is sexy about standing in front of your phone with your clothes off? Yeah. That to me, I'm sorry, let's make this adult rated. Sexy to me is that man laid next to me with his hands all over me. Sexy is not standing in front of your phone with your clothes not on. It's not. So please
Have you
have
ever
some
been?
respect for yourself. Sorry.
I've been told by multiple women it was the best sex they ever had. Hey, I'm
Oh,
great. I'm happy for you. But if you think about that, really, this was the
yeah,
best that they've ever had. Come on. It
yeah.
just
I
it
mean,
can't
you know,
happen that way.
I quite like living without a man, so it probably would be. But you know, I just cannot see. Might be just me. I just cannot see that sex with myself in front of a phone is going to be anything. And Jamie, you are right. Respect yourself, ladies, because you don't know. You're not going to go out in the street and somebody come up to you and say, "Hey, pretty, okay, I'm going to take my clothes off for you." You know, it's not going to happen. And think about it. Think one step further, because are you going to want anybody? You know, okay. Let me put it another way. Don't send him a picture that you wouldn't want your mother to see.
Yep.
Because, you know, keep your clothes on. Let me put into something as well there, Pam, that we know. People say, I sent him pictures of me, I sent him pictures of the kids. They get these pictures for a reason. And the reason is they're going to make a profile and either you become the dead wife and the kids become his kids, or you are somebody that's telling people they've won the lottery or some. They get pictures to use. Now, what we are getting a lot is people saying, I need to know who this person is. This person's pictures are scamming me. And I need to know, and until I know the real man, I'm not going to believe that he's a scam. Well, that's fine. We can't find the real man, can we, Pam? Because the real man's been a victim that sent all his pictures into his scammer, and they've been used on other, you know, on other people. Yeah. And we've had, I mean, how many times do we get that where we can't find the real man because he's just an ordinary man?
But just because we can't find them doesn't make them real. It probably means that person has been used so often, or maybe even just once, they've decided to pull their own website off. When you do a reverse search, it only targets information that has been posted on the World Wide Web in a public setting. You can't find me on there because my picture, well, me now, but all of my other profiles, my pictures in my Facebook page, you can't find them because they're not set to public. So as long as the person has posted their pictures at some point in time, or a text message, at some point in time in a public setting, you're not going to find them on a reverse search. But so many times I've heard people say that they must be real because I can't find them. It doesn't mean that. It does not mean that.
No, we always say that we don't really go off the pictures. Pictures, if we know who they are, if we can tell you, fine, absolutely fine. That's not what you go from. It's go what they tell you. Because if they do tell you they're in an oil rig, they're fake. Sorry. There is 100% he will be fake. If he does tell you he's military, I don't care who he is. It can be General Austin Scott Miller, who must have 35,000 wives across the world because he is the most used general. Last night again, I had a woman last night and she was in love with Porter. And, you know, he is the most obvious person to find. And she kept saying to me, are you sure? Are you really sure? Yes, I'm sure. Half the time, Joe talks to him every day anyway. But, you know, I mean, the thing is, come to us. If we don't know, we will tell you. But the thing is, believe us, because the thing is that you go on your phone, you have a look at your phone, Scamboy says, I'm real, babe. You come back to us and say, he's telling me he's real, babe. You know,
and that's the point. You're asking a scammer if he's a scammer. I mean, I realize you don't think that it's a scammer, but essentially you're asking a scammer, are you a scammer?
And, you know, we've got nothing to gain from you. So, I mean, the thing is, you might have sent a few thousand of your own currency into your scammer. And he's telling you he's real because he wants a few thousand more. We are trying to save you from that. We aren't making anything from you. because, you know, we're just trying to absolutely save you. I had an email yesterday and it absolutely broke my heart. I think probably the Indian girl. Now she's not very old. She's under 30. She's not very old, and she lives in India, and she's lost in total $15,000. Now that to her is like losing $500,000, you know, to anybody else. Basically, in a nutshell, Instagram. Somebody contacted her from Instagram, and he was a handsome soldier, and he fell in love with her. She's on lockdown because you know, they've got it everywhere. She is, you know, she wasn't very, very poor, but she's got no job. She's had no job for 5 months. Anyway, she talked to him, and he wanted to, as they do, they want to come and see you. So she had to contact the commander. Commanders don't have anything to do with it. She wanted to contact the commander. Commander came back and said, yes, we will send him home to you if you send X number of thousands of dollars. And she did. But then she didn't have any more money left. They asked her for another, I think it was 7,000. They asked her for another 7,000.
This killed me.
And she didn't have it. So Commander came to her and said, I'll go halves with you.
A commander saying, let me go ahead and be a great guy. A commander in the army. This is not going to happen ever.
And so this girl, she still didn't have any money. They wanted a few thousand for this, for his airfare, for he was going to send her this package. We'll get to the package scam because it's my favorite one to hate. But they tried everything with this girl. Anyway, in the end, she wanted to keep him. She wanted to please him. So she went and she got a loan for the simple reason he was crying on the phone to her. He was absolutely crying, telling her that he was desperate and he just wanted to come home to her. And if she gave him a few days, if she went to get this loan, if she gave him a few days, then he would be there, he would give her the money back and she could repay the bank. So she went and got a loan. The loan was so big in Indian terms, it took her 3 days to actually be able to send it through the bank. And believe, you know, everything she sent was to a receiver in India with an Indian name. Took her 3 days to send it. She sent him an email telling him that she'd sent it, and she's never heard from him again. She does not know where to turn. Absolutely does not know where to turn because she cannot pay that money back. Her life is basically over. She's got a couple of kids and she does not know how to spend the rest of her life because this evil, evil pig has sat on a phone and cried to her and done, knowing that she didn't have any money, knowing that this would have destroyed her. And this Nigerian, because that's what we worked out he was, this Nigerian took that money knowing that he was ruining the rest of her life. And you know, think about that Nigerian, because every single one of you that's talking to a man that you've never met is talking to somebody as cruel as that. Yep. And that's what it is. And we know, don't we, Pam? They will tell you right till the last minute. Keep everything going, keep going, keep sending. And they will ruin. And I've said this on every live chat I've done. Can you imagine anybody sat across the world who is going to sit there on his phone, on his laptop? Every single word that comes out of his mouth is a lie. Every single story that's come out of his mouth is a lie.
It has to be. It's all about, that's what the scam is.
All for money.
Yeah. I had a victim who I mean, it plays on the psyche. It plays on your mind and how good of a person you are. Not, I don't like the way that sounds. How caring you are, how trusting you are. This one lady, and she's from Australia. She turned out to be a very good friend. She was scammed by 2 scammers at the same time I believe it was at the same time. And both of them found a real soft spot with her. And they said that they could not live without her. So they told her that if she didn't send them the money, because they wanted to, I think one was on an oil rig, so he needed to hire a helicopter to take him off the oil rig to fly home to her. He was going to kill himself if he could not be with her. And
is that the one that was going to put the gun to his head? We had one, didn't we?
That was the second. Yeah, I think that was the second.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the other one was, I don't think he described how he was going to kill her, how he was going to kill himself. However, he said he was going to die. She spent a lot of money, over $100,000. And I asked her why. She could not bear to think that she would be responsible for somebody taking their own life.
Can I stop you there? Can I stop you there? Richard Rodriguez, realtor. You're an absolute arse. You really, really are. Because I'm sorry, there are many reasons at many times that women are contacted, and men, not just women. No, I'm sorry. Gullible is not the word. Vulnerable is the word.
No, not at all.
And if you have got no sympathy for anybody, and I'm sorry, you might not understand how it happens, but you understand that it does happen. So, Joe, could you get rid of the arsehole for me, please? Carry on, Pam. Sorry about that.
That's quite all right. You know, I've so many times that we do see from people saying that they're not desperate, they're not gullible, they're not stupid. It hasn't anything to do with that. It doesn't. Ignorance is everything when it comes to not understanding how these scams work and what it does to a person's mind. The mind is it's such a broad organ. I don't know if anybody ever really understands what anybody thinks, but it's no, it has nothing to do with stupidity. It has nothing to do with being gullible. We've heard we've heard it a lot of times where the scammer was good. In fact, my victim Linda, she was telling me how good he was. And when, to me, good means not that they were the best of the best. To me, when a victim tells me that they were good, that means, to me, they've been a scammer for quite some time. They understand the psyche of people. They understand what a woman or a man wants to hear and believe. So that means they've been around for a while. I've dealt with both newbie scammers and ones that are quite good. But it has nothing to do with being gullible and stupid. It doesn't. Most people that have never, mostly it's the victims, family, and friends that I hear it mostly from when they say, I don't know how my mom could have been that stupid to fall for this. And it doesn't have to be about stupidity. It is about ignorance, about knowing what this is and what it does and what it's about.
The thing is, I feel sorry for anybody whose pictures are being used. And yes, they are predators, Richard. They are very, very big predators. You've got to remember that people are in different places in their life at different times. Now, the thing is that it might be your grandma. Well, how would you feel? Because this happens. I tell you what, January, February, March, we get an awful lot of scammers. Because you buy grandma a tablet and you fix her up on the internet and say, there you are, grandma, you can talk to lots and lots of ladies now. By the time February comes around, grandma's nipping out to buy iTunes cards. Now, you might not have even known what grandma's doing. She's spending a lot of time on that tablet that you've bought her. And people are vulnerable at different times of their lives. We have had everybody from a housemaid to a Chicago surgeon through our page and all points in between. And I used to think I was exactly the same. Oh, Bronx River kid, please leave, because I don't like to be this nasty public. But you're an idiot. So, do the world a favour and just leave us. They do get to people. And I feel sorry because 100% of the people come to us say, I've been stupid. No, you haven't been stupid. You've been trusting. Now, the thing is that trusting is fine when you're in real life and you've got somebody stood in front of you. Trusting is great. Trusting is not good on the internet because you can't see them. You can't look into the whites of somebody's eyes. You can't trust them. And I'm sorry, but I think gullible is a horrible, horrible word.
Mm-hmm.
And well, it's the facts to you. It's not the facts to anybody else. Now, Bronx River Kid, can you please tell me how many victims of scams that you've actually talked to in your life? How many victims have you come across? How many victims have you talked to? And how many victims have you gone in depth into what's happened to them? How many? Are you an expert? Do you do
No.
this all the time? Do you do this every day? Do you? Now, I don't think you do. So I don't really think that you know the whole broad spectrum of men and women who fall for this and why they do. Because
I would like to see more men come.
I don't think you do. I really
men.
don't think you do.
I would like to see more men show up. I really do. I know they're out there, and their pride is so much different and more intense, not more intense, so much different than a woman's. And I've talked to only just a handful of male victims on our page. I know there's more out there, and I would welcome them to come in and speak about whatever's going on.
We do get quite a few. We do actually get quite a few who will come on, maybe well, start off very, very angry for a start, don't they?
Oh yeah.
They come on and they start off, I've been talking to her and I started off sending her iTunes cards. Exactly the same as everybody else. Can I just backtrack a little bit, because those two idiots have got me a bit riled up.
Yeah.
I want to go back. I want to go back to the initial story that that they tell you, because the lady from India and her scam is very, very, you know. So when he was young, his parents died in a very nasty crash, and he was left with a brother. And do you know what happened? His brother died in a very nasty crash. So an uncle in his family took him from some European country and took him to America. And there his uncle put him in the army. And then do you know what happened? The uncle died. So he had nobody left in the world except this darling woman that he'd got. And he had been married. And he'd been married, and his wife had had several miscarriages, and they didn't have any children. And then do you know what happened? His wife died. So you will never meet a person who has a life as tragic.
Yeah.
As an absolute, yeah, I love your sense. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Go away, idiot. I get what you're saying, but it's not as black and white as you're saying it. I would say to everybody, don't send the money. I have never sent a soul a penny. Nobody is going to get any money out of me. I wish everybody was as horrible as me, because I haven't been scammed because I'm not nice. Nice people are scammed. So there you are. There's a tip. Don't be, you know. But the thing is, I mean, Pam, it's right, isn't it? Nobody in life has a sad past like a scammer comes over to you because he's telling you that you're the only person in his life that he's got.
It's ridiculous.
You know, and we have them where they've died in plane crashes, car crashes, I don't know, eaten by a crocodile, everything. And people haven't got lives that are that tragic.
I think mostly if anybody that's talking to somebody that I was reading a couple comments, like, how do you know that they're fake? You know what? It's in the story. It's in the chat sessions. If you actually pull back and stop looking at the handsome or beautiful picture and just look at the words, look at the story that you've already experienced, whether it's a week long, a month long, the answer is right there in the story. You're just not seeing it. So pull back, take a look, think about being logical, and not getting yourself into a scam. People are so trusting. I met a lady from India, and she said that in her culture, women are taught to obey men, are taught to obey authority. Because when I asked her how come she was a money mule, I asked her how come she did money laundering, that services of the scammer for over a year, and she said that she just never questioned it. She thought something wasn't right, but she never questioned it because that's not how she was raised. So there are different cultures. The scams mean something different to all different types of people. So I honestly do believe that if it's just common sense that we have to step back at what we're doing, stop being so addicted to the scam, and just be smarter. I don't know. I myself, and I'll let everybody know, I am a scam victim. It happened to me, and I hate the fact that it did. I am all the more smarter, and maybe that's what helped me help you. I'm certain of it. And do I sound stupid? I'm not.
If curses could actually reach across the earth, Pam's scammer has been cursed probably more than any individual Nigerian has ever been cursed in his life. And I do apologise for getting annoyed at people like Bronx River Kid and Richard, because but I used to think when I first started this, I used to think, how on earth did you send that money? How on earth did you fall for that? And it took me a while to actually think it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that I do not know how it happens.
But you do.
It happens that it does happen. It happens.
You do.
It matters that it does happen and you accept it. And that's the big difference. You talking rubbish, Sunshine. Can we skip over and can you not come in? Because you are really talking rubbish. You don't know what you're talking about. So please, I am going to ignore you because you're getting me very angry. So Pam.
Silly people. So
don't send money to somebody that you've never met. It's simple.
Let's talk about the ever popular oil rig scams and this package and beneficiary scam. It is showing every single day, over and over and over. There are real oil rig workers out there. I'm just like military. I bet you anything they are not on the internet looking for lovers. So honestly, folks, oil rig, it's got to be a scam. It has got to be a scam. Don't come to the page asking, I'm talking to this person, they're on an oil rig, are they real? They're not. It's a fake profile, fake name. The only thing real about it is a scammer on the other end of all the stolen identity and photos. That's the only thing real about it. It's the same thing with the military.
Just a minute, Pam. Joe,
yeah.
Bronx River Kid, I'm sorry. He's ruining this. Get that ass off my live chat, please. Thank you.
Bye-bye, Bronx Kid.
And I apologise, everybody. We've got an idiot on.
There are plenty of them out there. So yes, the oil rig, the package scam, anybody, and those particular scams, they're a big lottery ticket, a golden ticket for a scammer. Women lose a lot of money on those. Even so much as I did talk to a lady from New Jersey. She lost just short of $1 million on this particular type of a package scam. And the scammer, the attorney, the scammers were all talking about you have to pay for a certificate to ensure that this is not money laundering. I don't understand that the rationale behind that. For some reason, it works with some people, but they're dunking in thousands of dollars, sending $20,000 and $30,000 at a time to authenticate the the certificate. I don't understand it. It's very bizarre to me. It doesn't sound like common sense, but it's working. So anybody that is doing a package scam that you have to pay for authenticating the package or the documents about it, it's a scam. Actually, tell me anybody in real life, if you've ever met anybody on an oil rig that has found romance, that has ever been a beneficiary to a complete stranger that you've just done nothing but had a relationship online. There's nothing real about any of this. Nothing. And I'm so pissed off that this keeps happening over and over and over. And I don't know how else to stop it other than to say it stops with us. If we just stop talking to people that show up on our devices and we believe what they're telling us.
The thing is as well, with a fake package scam, it's very, very well organized. It's not just your common or garden, you know, the scammers sat in a room. I don't really know where we are for time, Pam. The fake package scam is very well organized because you've got your scammer, the one that you've been talking to, and we've told you before, they always work in teams. So we've got your scammer, we've got your the other person that comes in, who's the courier or the diplomat or the shipping agent. They have got a fake website. They've got a website they've had made. It's all completely fake. Gives you a tracking number, gives you a login. It's all completely fake.
It's fake. Bogus.
And so you think you've got, and then you've got this fake shipping thing that he's going to send you that's all filled out with his address, your address, and something like that. So it's all well organized. They're not just telling you. They have got things on there that are things that's there to make you believe. And you look at it and it looks official, and that's fine. You can look at anything that looks official. But as soon as somebody starts to tell you that then you've got to buy a certificate, you've got to buy a tax, you've got to buy, as Pam said, the anti-money laundering certificate. You can move a whole household of goods from across the world for a lot less than you can move a package that's going to come from Syria to where you are. So be very, very careful. Nobody's going to send you a package. The Red Cross do not ship packages. It is all fake as soon as the package comes into it. But you know one thing that I want to bring up, and I know Jocelyn's going to bring up for you. There is a problem in the Philippines where you've got Filipino women working for Nigerians. And they actually come on and they are phoning other Filipino women, pretending to be the airport, to say that the parcel's there. If they just pay the last couple of thousand, they'll be able to get the parcel. Now that's been a money mule that's a really, really evil length to go to. But it happens, and be aware that it happens.
I also want to make mention about not giving out your personal information.
Oh, yeah.
You're giving it up freely. There is a problem with the person that you think that you're having a relationship with. It's a real problem when you give them a copy of your driver's license. Seriously, I mean, why would you? Let's just pretend you actually have a real person from a dating site that you met, or somehow you really are talking to a real person. Why would they ask you for your driver's license? Why would they ask you for your checking account? I mean, you just wouldn't do it. So stop being a puppet to people that you really don't know and giving up your driver's license, your passport, your checking account, and how about phones, buying phones? I hear that a lot. These iPhones, and they actually have a special request of a certain type. It's a $1,500 iPhone.
Well,
I don't even know.
We had that lady who sent 21.
Yes, even 2
iPhones. She said 21 iPhones because her man on the oil rig wanted to reward all his workers with an iPhone for the end of the contract, and she did it. What she did, she had a good credit rating, and be sure, because I know that they do this. They will check your credit rating so they know what to ask you. She had a good credit rating. She opened a credit card for them. She gave them all the credit card details so that they could use it. They ordered 21 iPhones. They had them posted to her, and she shipped them to Dubai. 21 iPhones. Now, I'm sorry, I was a bit resentful of this because I've got a very old iPhone. But 21 iPhone 11s, and they were shipped to Dubai.
And I'm not one to use the word stupidity because I don't judge people. However, when you get that thick and that far into the scam and you do something as stupid as that, I have to use the word
something in here has got to think that is not right.
It's not. I mean, come on. And there's...
Can I just, because there's a lovely little Filipina down here, and that she's upset because Filipinas belong in the scams. I have to say that my daughter-in-law's Filipina, so
Yep.
don't worry, I actually do like them. It's just that it happens a lot in Philippines. Carry on, Pam. Sorry, I keep. You see,
No,
because I'm
that's
on the
fine.
bottom here, I can actually read all the texts.
I can't see it on my telephone. I'm seeing it in a much delayed reaction on my computer screen. So another thing that I want to say, so if there's anybody that is currently chatting with somebody that you do not know and you want some help with it, please come to the message board and you can do a one-on-one private chat. Yes, it's all private. I've been asked lately, this is confidential. It absolutely is confidential. We are there to help, and we're pretty darn good at it. So, but also, if you're going to come there and ask for our help, and then I can spend hours on end chatting with you, and at the end of it, all of it, you still come away with, well, do you think it's still real? Come and ask for help, but accept the help that you're going to get. Yes, that means I'm probably going to take away your joy, but I am trying to save you from inevitable heartbreak and financial ruin. Seriously.
Do you know what really upsets us? Is the fact that I told you about the scammer that's with the Indian lady who was crying down the phone, and Pam's told you about the ones that's going to put a gun to the head. I'd like to do that. So, if that's what's going to happen, I would like to be the one to do that. But no, they don't. They cry, and they'll know that they are absolutely breaking you and that you're breaking your life. And what happens often, and it's sadly it is often, people come to us. We spend a lot of time with you, an awful lot of time on the board, and Pam knows what I'm going to say. She'll spend hours on the phone with people, and we find they go back to the scammer.
It kills me.
And how many times do they come back months later? $30,000 less?
And I hear them back to the scammer. I wished I had listened to you. Yeah.
And it happens an awful lot. But
we'll help just to help.
It is common sense. Please believe us when we tell you. Because it is common sense. And all we're trying to do is to save you from, the rest of your life really regretting the actions that you've had with this man that you've never met. Is it love? I know people say to me,
Sure, it's love. Their love for money, their love for power.
And the thing is it love from you, or is it infatuation? Because you're infatuated with this these pictures. You're infatuated with the love you, honey. You're infatuated with all the attention that you're getting.
Yep.
And that's fine. He's not there. So it doesn't really matter that he's saying he's going to be there sometime in the future. We can honestly say that, and somebody said actually not long ago, looks like there's more there's more fake than real on Instagram, and I actually agree with that. I actually think that, that there actually is. And yes, Ink Fitzy, that's another thing, and that's going to be a completely other thing. And I'm talking to Philippe Abro soon, and the fact that you have an awful life, being used as the victim and being used as the person in the photographs that send out to women. You have an awful life, and yes, your lives can be an absolutely living hell because of it, because there are two sides to victims in every scam, and nobody thinks that the man in the pictures is a human. They get these pictures, they're nice, they find out the scammers, they're nice,
or part of the scam.
We get told every time, don't we, that the men in the pictures are the scammers. That's a horrible thing to say.
Or working for the scammers.
And it's a horrible thing to say, and it makes as much sense as you sending them $30,000. Makes no sense at all. So please, all we're wanting you to do, all we're going to wrap up with this little impromptu one today. No, I don't agree with that either. I don't agree that when you post pictures, you're taking a risk. It's 2020. It's the year or the time of social media when everybody at home, and Debbie, if he's a man, called to us, say you don't know him, he's fake. It's the year of social media. Every single person wants to be an influencer. Every single person wants lots of followers, put their life online. Millions absolutely can and should be able to. And you should not be restricted because you've got some Nigerians and you've got some Ghanaians and you've got some Cote d'Ivoirians who want to come along and steal your face and your body to scam people. So no, I'm on the freedom of both sides, you know. So we're going to wrap up, and it is impromptu. We could have actually planned this a bit better, Pam, couldn't we? So what we actually need to do is have a little run, you know, with anybody that we're going to invite. I think we need a rehearsal. We need an account. We need to make an account that we can have a rehearsal on.
So sorry about that. It was awful.
Yeah, thanks for bearing with us. And at least we did get to talk to you. And I know we say the same things over and over. We're not going to apologise for that, are we?
No.
Because scammers, you know, we've got to get this information to you. You know?
That's it. I mean, people say, I don't want this to happen to anybody else. How do I stop this? It starts with us. Stop talking to strangers. Stop falling for it. If you have friends or family members that you feel are involved in this, please come to us and let us help. Even though you may say, well, she or he has blocked me already. They've turned their back on me. Just step up one more time. Don't bail out on them. Give it a try. I just helped that one young lady get saved from her 3-month scammer. She's still in it because he's still harassing her. But don't walk away from your loved ones, and see if we can get them some help. Stop talking to strangers. Spread the word. I don't know how else.
You know, people do it because they're lonely. Well, that's fine. You know, we've got a little chat group that's maybe, I don't know, dozen of us in this chat group. And we're talking all the time. And, you know, okay, I don't tell Pam that I love her. I don't tell her that she's beautiful. But we talk about things absolutely all the time. And yes, please come to the Facebook page and just ask for us. And we're there. There's
if you want to tell
Pam,
your story.
Me, there's Sophie, there's Daisy.
Yes. Daisy, you've got Sandy.
Yeah.
That's on the Facebook.
Yeah, but I mean, if you want Pam, bear in mind that we're all in different time zones. So, you know, I'm going to tell you a little nice story now. I'm going to tell them about Mary and Adam. I'm going to tell you a little nice story now because we always tell you about disasters. And we always tell you about things that go wrong. When I first started Scam Haters United, it was quite a few years ago. And we started to get busy. And I didn't think it was going to get busy. I didn't know scamming was this big. And I basically want to cheer up a lovely little Filipino lady that keeps coming up on here. But yes, my son, I've got a son called Adam. And Adam used to help me by talking to people that came on the page. And we had a lovely little victim from Philippines. And she came onto the page and it was very busy. And you know, we just divided the people between us and he was talking to her. And then after a few days, he started to sort of disappear and go on FaceTimes and live chats and everything. Well, I'll skip forward a few months, and they were planning to go and visit each other. And I will say, he's just come in now, I'm talking about him. And I will say that they are getting married. So, you see, good things happen in the end. So this is why I am quite understanding about Filipinos, and this is why I know so much about them. So everybody, I'd just like to say thank you. We're going to do this again, Pam.
I just saw a note from Angel from Above 50. She said, how do I get a hold of you guys? I want to tell my story and let you know how my life has been after it. So just come to the message board and give us a message. Let us know what's going on. Who is that?
You talking? Adam's just come in, and it's the dog making the noise because he's just come in. It's the dog greeting him.
Nice.
Yeah, just come to the Facebook page. I mean, they've got the Instagram page. You've got Joe and Lauren on there. So no, Joe, we haven't had a cat. I don't know where she is actually.
I've had a couple, but no one photobombed me.
No, Margaret always comes on the back here, and looks straight into the camera. No, so come to the Facebook page, and on the top there's a little bit that says messages, and so come there, and you can either ask for us or you can talk to who's ever there, and Pam's the one with all the cats. I mean, I've got plenty. I don't know where Margaret's gone, but yeah. Come to the Facebook page, and there's always somebody there. I think out of the 24 hours of the day, I think there's about 3 hours in the middle when
most of the time. But don't forget, everybody, we are volunteers. Most of us have a job. Some of us are home all the time. That doesn't mean that they're sitting on the internet constantly. So understand that we're out doing things as well. So we're all volunteering in this, but we're in it for the long haul. We're in it to help you out.
I don't know where Margaret is, Annie. I honestly, she's really, really quiet. And now that you've reminded me, I'm gonna have to go and look. But no, come to the Facebook page, please. You've got lovely admins on the Instagram page, and you know, we all spend far too much of our time on Scam Haters, because we're here a lot. But there's Joe and Lauren on the Instagram page. There's plenty of, well, there's not plenty of us, but there's always somebody to talk to. They're very, very rarely you'll come to us and there won't be anybody there. I do think there's about 3 hours out of the 24 or something when we haven't got somebody in that time zone to come. Just give me a second.
And I also want to say, too, if anybody has sent recently in later part of 2019 and all of 2020, if you've sent money from bank,
somebody's talking there, Pam, about somebody's contacted her in Messenger and asked her about a scam, to tell the scam story, recovery scam. So tell about a recovery scam.
Recovery scams is when you're out in some chat group someplace and you're saying your experience, and then boom, you get a message from somebody on Messenger or even right there on the page, and they're saying, I can help you. Trust me, out of all the years I've been doing this, there's not one single person that has ever recovered one single penny. It's a recovery scam. Literally, do not fall for it. You speak to nobody. If you're going to hire somebody, it better be in person and down the street from your own house. But even then, there's no point to hire anybody because they will never be caught, ever. And you will not get your money back, so don't do it.
They want your details. They want all the details of your bank account. They want the details of the scam, where you put money. And then they will ask you for a fee. But what they do, they tell you that they've arrested the scammer, or they can arrest the scammer, and they will get all of your money back. It cannot happen. It is a recovery scam. Cut them off. Absolutely, just cut them off.
But do not strangers. People have got to stop talking to strangers.
No, wouldn't it be simple? We could all go home and actually do something with our lives, couldn't we?
I could brush a cat. I could brush a cat.
Yeah, if we could get through to everybody, do not talk to strangers. You tell your kids not to talk to strangers. And with adults, you think, oh, I know better than that. I'll talk to any stranger that comes up is nice to me. And he's going to be a stranger. Stranger, danger. And that's it. And then we can all go home, because then they can't get anybody. So we're gonna say goodbye.
Okay.
And just thank you. And we will do this again.
Thank you.
And I'll tell you what, do you know what I think is quite good, Pam? Because when one of us is talking, the other one can look at the text, the comments coming up. Well, when you're doing it and it's just you actually don't see the comments coming. Well, you do, but you can't really have time to
Well, you're on a laptop, aren't you? I'm on a phone. Mine are coming out real teeny, so I can't read them like you are.
Oh,
And
yeah, I've
mine,
got half the screen. It's covering.
yeah,
I mean,
no, I
luckily, I
can't
can't
see.
see myself. I can just see.
Bless
So,
you.
yeah, the thing is that it would be nice if scammers would be shut down. However, if they didn't have anybody to talk to, they couldn't be scammers. Okay?
Give them silence. Silence, silence, silence. Stop talking to them. Give them what they hate. What do they hate? They hate no one to talk to.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's a lot of Nigerians actually living in the Philippines. They go there because they think it's easy. It's the same as Thailand. They go to Thailand and reside there as well. The thing is, when they're caught, they get more because Nigerian police don't catch them. Thai police and Filipino police actually do. So, no, they won't be shut down. Because why? Because it's too easy. It is a multi-billion dollar
Yeah.
industry.
I can't see any reason for them to stop. We're making it so easy for them to get rich and powerful, feeling power. You talk about narcissistic people. I mean, they're the epitome of that. And there's no reason for them to stop. No reason at all.
No, we have to stop them. And we have
Yep.
to stop them. The only reason we can't do anything as much as we'd like to go over there and shoot them. We can't. Now, the thing is, we can stop them by getting you to stop talking to them, by getting you to stop sending them money. Thanks, Joe. It was a bit impromptu, but I think it's worked. So I will say goodbye from England, and Pam can say
Bye from Florida.
bye, everybody. See you next time.
Bye.